What's going on, guys? Talos here, bringing you another quick video today. This is the unlocked premium Tier 2 British aircraft, the Boston Mark 1. Little information on the airframe before we get into test flight and see how it handles. The Douglas Company, designated as the Douglas Bomber 7, they were sold to the French, but after the French were completely decimated by the Germans in World War II, the British picked up the contract to have the A-20 airframe. Now, the A-20 airframe was sold, the contract was picked up by Great Britain, and they named the day bomber variant the Boston Mark 1, while the night fighter variant they had was called the A-20 Havoc. And the Americans just called it the Havoc, period. And the British had two different names for the same aircraft. Now, this one differs from the A-20 as in it's going to be a little lighter, it's going to handle different, and because it doesn't have the weight included for the radar equipment. So now we'll take a good look at the stats so you guys can be able to pause the video, take a good look, read over. Alright, now let's review that and change it up to look at the American. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's take it out and test drive it. Let's do an arcade. It only comes with a 4x500 bombs. Actually, no, let's take a good look at that. Let's check that out. Yep, it's only got a bomb load. No rockets. But if you're good with your bombs, those 4 500-pounders will do it. Alright. Let's see how she handles. Taking off at the airfield near Ramsgate, which is just, this is a standard test flight. So let's take a good look around this aircraft. Everything else, let's go through our views. It's going to be exactly the same from the A-20 and the premium tier 1 British Havoc. So let's take it off and see how she handles. Get it rolling. Let's throw on some war emergency power. Now I'm not going to touch the controls. We'll see how long it takes for her to take off on her own. Alright, at about 140 knots she'll pull up by herself. Well, that was a close call. But already. Now, you're only going to get so much out of watching the aircraft fly in my videos. It feels lighter. I can throw the controls around a little bit more, and it feels more responsive. Climbs at a faster rate, doesn't bleed much speed. Now, this poor little vehicle. Though I wish Gaijin would put in a mode where they would have multiple different targets for you to test practice, so you can actually train yourself to see which bomb load can crack what, and just try out different targets. Same thing with the tanks. I've noticed if you have a certain tank and you want to test its gun against another tank, you should be able to select the tank, its behavior, if you just wanted to sit there and try to penetrate its armor from different angles. But we are in a, I'd say, 3-degree climb and gaining considerable speed for the airframe. My reload speed is a little high, so it's always nice. But it's got the same characteristics. It's got the 4 machine guns in the nose. Of course, your sneaky belly gunner. Say hi, Tommy. Yeah, he's kind of upset he has to lay down. And you have, of course, your dorsal gunner facing rearward. And aside from the camouflage scheme, it will handle noticeably different. And yeah, it was a really was a fun time grinding out for this aircraft. It's nice having a premium Tier 2 bomber, because right now in my British I'm using Tier 2s and 3s. And yeah, I'm excited to switch this out for my second Wellington in the research tree and try this one out in upcoming battles. So now the biggest question will be, what's it like landing? Well, let's get ourselves set up here. Reduce that throttle. Turn it over. Remarkable turning time difference between this and the A20. So coming in, try to keep it over 120 knots. Get myself lined up here properly. Nice big old runway they provided. Throttle off. And let's bring her on in. Now, of course, this is the arcade flight model. Sets down, none of that annoying where you get stuck in the ground effect and you hover over the airfield. Now I notice a lot of difference if you're doing higher speed like you're doing a domination map. You're really going to have to keep your flaps up for that one, because when you put your flaps down, reduces more drag, creates a pocket, and you'll actually hover, and that's exactly how hovercraft work, is it creates a ground effect that the air resistance pushing up is more than the effect of gravity. So now I haven't touched the brakes at all, just let it taxi on into the runway. I was going to be cool here and taxi it completely off, but I thought about it too late. So let's just put some more rudder input in, keep her straight. So all in all, quick little overview. Really nice, really simple. Let's go look at the modification page a little bit closer. It only costs 2,300 silver to train a crew to operate this aircraft. So it's very, considering that you're grinding out the time to get it. Haven't even so much as changed my ammunition. And of course, being a premium aircraft, everything's unlocked. And armor piercing and universal. I like the incendiary bullets. I like lighting people on fire. But, this is the sheet right here. You got your 4 machine guns. 7.7 millimeter. I believe. No, that's not the 50 cal. That's the 303. British really like their 303s. Strange reason. 50 cal or the 12.7 millimeter. 12.3. We'll have to look at it. But they really like that smaller machine gun. And in higher tiers, it actually begins to hurt you. The British really become... Huh. Well, that's the only way. You can't choose no load. The only way would be not to check that box. But so let's have a look at the premium tier 1. Oh, there it is. The Havoc Mark 1. So you have the Havoc and the Boston. And the Boston being tier 2 and the Havoc being tier 1. Now this is the one that you had to purchase for you had to use the Golden Eagles to purchase. And it as well suffers from the British infatuation with the 303 caliber rifle. Machine gun, I shouldn't say rifle. Now, which one did I put it under? That's my PBJ, so it should be... No, it's my B25 and PBJ, so it should be this one. Here it is. Here's the bad boy. Now, the American has 6 machine guns, so 12.7. Yep, the 50 cal. So it has the 2 turrets are obviously 50 cal with 6 in the nose, and also in this one you're able to choose rockets. So now it's a sturdy airframe. It's really good. It's cry havoc and let slip the dog of war episode. It'll bring you home. And even this was the only one besides Sukovsky's, what's it called? Sukovsky's I-153 M62 That's the only other Golden Eagle purchasable aircraft that I do, I absolutely 100% glad I did it. Because it's stable, and at Tier 1, and you're stuck in a Tier 1 match, hardly any aircraft have 50 cals. Mostly everyone's running the 30 cal machine guns. This thing, unless they absolutely drill your pilot or manage to penetrate the thin armor of your engines, you're getting home every time. Every time. And with its speed and acceleration in the dive, they're not going to catch up to you. There's many times that Hawks and other Tier 1 aircraft, the Germans, what's this horrible thing, the HE-112, and the Italian aircraft, well, not so much the Fulgor, but the 200, just they try to catch you, but if you have the altitude advantage like you're supposed to, shove it into a dive, nice shallow dive, speed away, bring them back toward enemy fighters, make them a target, and use all that speed and energy, turn it back into altitude over your airbase, let your anti-air guns work. Now, I'm still having a confusion with the anti-aircraft guns. I was playing a match, and the enemy team lost 2 bombers in quick succession due to AA. And it seems like when I'm flying, and I need something ripped off my tail with our AA, they couldn't hit it to save their life. But, that's Gaijin and RNG for you. But there she looks stock. I haven't even put the decals on it, and you just saw earlier, I just finally changed up the ammo belts. And yeah, I'm really excited to try it out, and it'll also be available in future videos. And after this one, I'm going to be working on some highlights from the tank excursion, as well as I've shown with the night fighting and the Typhoons with the aircraft, of the really fast-paced grind it was to get this aircraft for the D-Day commemorative event. So, and a lot of it, I'll warn you now, it's going to be T50. Sloped armor, good gun, good speed. That little tank, my gosh, made an absolutely horrible situation into an actually fun, thrilling, and just very exciting adventure. Actually, let's take a look at the bad boy. I believe now the T-70's there. That means it's over here. So there she is, the T-50. Alright, that's Talus Grim for you, doing another episode for you. Let me know how you like the new intro. Like, comment, subscribe for more, and look for more videos in the near future.